Hi folks, and welcome to our tutorial on how to post to a website using WordPress. One of the nice things about WordPress is that you don't have to install any additional software to your computer. All you need is a computer that will connect to the internet and has a browser. Most browsers are compatible with WordPress, and it is all done from a link that is embedded into the website itself, and we're going to show you how to do that right now. This website is my friend Nina's website, and you'll notice up here at the top that Soaptown USA, her website, is not the first part of the URL, and this means that we are not posting live to her site. This is a mock-up site that I've put on my server on Kiss Designs so that she can practice and not have it go live on her site. So we're going to use that for our tutorial today. Now right here you'll see our category bar, and that's very important. Each category is divided into subcategories, and there's one for each soap that she covered, as well as for her loose lips column. And we're going to show you how to categorize your posts so that they can be found under these particular headings as well. As we scroll down, I want to show you these sections. These right here are the sidebars, and you won't have to fool with those. Those all come under the site administration management, but what over here is the blog roll, and articles that you post to Soaptown USA are going to roll right here. And there are a limited number of articles that will post to the front page before they actually begin to fall off and turn into older posts, which are then archived. So you want to have your material carefully categorized so that your readers can find it after it falls off of the main page. Down here at the bottom you'll find a section that says Site Admin. It might also say Site Administration or Staff Login, but it's a portal for logging into the website. And I want you to click on Login, and that'll take you to this login panel. Now I've created a tutorial profile for our purposes today. You will actually enter your username here and your password here. If you are not on a public computer, you can click Remember Me for the information to be retained in the program. There's a password retrieval function that you can use if you lose your password. And Back to Soaptown USA is a site that takes us back to the main page. And when I reference the main page, I mean this, the actual page that your readers will be seeing. For now, though, we want to just log in. And when we log in, it's going to take us to this panel, the dashboard. Now this is where we previously worked with your profile a little bit. But what we're going to do today is post a column. And there are two places where you can click to post a column. One is here, Post, Add New. The other is the plus sign and the New to add a post. And they will both take you here to this section right here. This is where we do all of our posting. Now, remember that if you are not an administrator on the site, you're going to have fewer choices here on your menu bar. Do not dismay. You're going to have all the choices you need in order to post a fabulous column. The first thing we want to do when we're adding a new post is to title our post. Whoops. There we go. That's going to be our title. You always want to have a title to your post to grab the reader and bring them in. Now we would begin typing our post in this column right here, or this section right here. Now one of the first things you want to do is to click on this button. It's called Show and Hide the Kitchen Sink, as you can see, and it'll open up this second row of icons for you to use. Now in my particular website we use a byline, and some sites do and some sites don't. But a byline tells the reader immediately who wrote the article as opposed just to who posted it. So I'm going to write by Katrina Rasbold for my byline, and then I would type my content. There we go. Now that's just a little bit of a blurb. It's not a full article by any means, but it gives you an idea of what you would do, and you would just continue typing in this area, and this will expand further and further down to accommodate you. Now that looks kind of boring, so let's say we want to put a picture in there. Let's click up here by the very left of your very first letter of the very first word in your column. Click Add Media. And this will open up the media library where all of the pictures on your website are actually stored. Now, if you know where your picture is in the media library and it's already been uploaded, you can just select it by clicking on it. Another thing you can do is to upload new material. We deselect by clicking on the little minus in the corner. Click Upload Files, select Files, and go to the picture on your computer that you want to use. And your picture should already be ready to post. It shouldn't need to be edited in any way, because the picture editing and graphic editing on WordPress is abysmal. That's not the primary function of WordPress, so it's not really great at it. So use a picture editing program like PaintShop Pro or Photoshop to edit your graphics before you put them onto WordPress. Once you have uploaded your picture, it's going to have a blue border around it and a check mark. That means it's selected. And again, you can select any of your pictures. We're going to use this one. If you hover over the check mark, it'll turn into a minus and you can deselect it. Coming over here to the right hand side, you can put a caption in it if you want to. I don't recommend captioning the picture for your main illustration on your website, but if you have pictures within the article itself, it can be fun to caption them. It will make a frame around the picture and include the caption within the frame. You can choose your alignment. I want this to be aligned left. You can choose whether it links to a media file or perhaps a custom URL. The media file is actually the large version of the picture that you have uploaded. The URL is a link that you can paste into this block and have the reader be able to connect to a web page by clicking on that picture. But I'm going to connect to the media file. You can choose the size that you want, whether you want a thumbnail or medium or full size. I'm going to go with medium. Now, you might want to use thumbnails if you're going to upload many pictures onto an article, and that really speeds up your load time if they can just click on a little thumbnail and look at the full-size picture themselves. Then we click Insert into Post, and bam, there's our picture. Now, we remember that the blog roll is not really wide in this particular template, and so that picture is really too big for our blog roll. So what we're going to do is click on it. We could click here to delete the image, or we could come over here and edit the image with the little mountain with a frame around it, and that's what we want to do. We're aligning left, so all of this is still good. I want to bring it down and make it smaller, so I'm going to pull it down to about 70% of its original size. Now, it's important to know that this is not changing the size of the picture in the media library. It's simply changing the size that is shown in the post. So it's still going to be big in the library. You're not going to see a preview here, but you will see one over here. Let's go to Advanced Settings, and I'm going to put a border around that picture. I'm going to put a 3-pixel border. My vertical space, I'm going to give that 3, and you can see all of this changing up here as I enter in the numbers. Horizontal space, I'll give it 5. Scroll down and click Update, and you can see that my parameters have been applied to that picture. Now, let's say that I did my article in MS Word, and I wanted to import that material from MS Word. What I would do is open up my Word document, and I would copy the information from MS Word onto my clipboard, and I would do that by selecting Control A, or if it's a Mac, Command A for Control All, Control C or Command C for copy, and then I would come over here and click on this little Paste from Word, which is a W, opens this box, and I would go Control V, and that's going to paste my information. Now, this is just nonsense words in here that take up space for us, but your article from Word would appear there, and you click Insert and it will import it right in there. You can also do the same thing from a plain text file by clicking here for WordPad or any of the other plain text programs. This is a good time to talk about some of the other functions up here. We have bold, we have italics, strike through, which will put a line through the words that you select, a bulleted list, a numbered list. This is a quote. I can show you what that looks like. Just select what your quote actually is. Click on quote, and you won't see much of a difference now, but you will when I show you the preview in a little bit. You can left align, center align, right align your text, justify down here. You can make a certain part of your text actually be a link by highlighting it, clicking here, and pasting your link in there. Click Add Link, and it'll turn it into a link. You can spell check. We'll talk about this button in just a minute. You can underline. You can change the color of your text like this. You can erase formatting like that color that we just did. And this is your undo button. Now this is indent. So if we come down here and select text, we can click indent as many times as we want to indent it. Over here we have visual and text. If you stay on the visual tag, you're going to see what you're looking at right now. If you go to text, you're going to get a lot of CSS coding, which if you don't know CSS coding, you'll want to stay out of that. So just click to your visual tab at all times. Now we mentioned this button right here. This is the Insert More tag. Very important for what we do. Because we don't want a huge long article on the front page, we only want a teaser, we're going to use the Insert More tag to break up the column. Now what you would do is you would select a point in your article where it's grammatically correct and also has a good impact to break up that column. And so I'm going to choose right here to the left of brisket, and I'm going to hit enter. I would then come back up to the end of the first line and click that Insert More tag button, and it'll insert the Read More tag. Now you always want to, and this is a good rule of thumb for good writing anyway in journalism, to have your first few sentences really grab the reader, and what this is going to do is pull them in and make them want to click on that Read More to go on and read the rest of your column. Now this pretty well sets up our column here. If you are not finished with your column, if you get interrupted or you want to write it and then come back later to edit, you could click Save to Draft. This will keep the column from going live on the website, but it will actually save it for future review. You can click on Preview, and that will show you what the column is actually going to look like. Now if we scroll down, we can see that there's our column. This right here is what the quote actually does, and it's a nice little way to offset the quoted words. You would still want to use your quotations and such, but it does give it a little more emphasis. Down here you can see what the indent actually did. Now this is not taking it live onto the site. This is simply showing you what it would look like when you click on that preview button. You can come down here and click edit, and you can either publish immediately as it says with the current date and time, or you can backdate it to publish before if you wanted to do that, or you can future date it if you're going on vacation and you want your article to post at a certain time, and you can change the day, the date, the time, anything you want to for publishing at a future date, and then just click OK. But we're publishing immediately. You can also move it to the trash if you're just sick of this article and you're not happy with it and you don't want to see it again. If you click on publish, it is going to go live on the site as it is at that moment, and your readers will be able to see it. So you don't ever want to hit publish until you're completely happy with your column and how it looks. Now, there is an autosave function that happens every few minutes on this, so if you do lose your material or your power goes out or something like that, it's very possible you're going to be able to go into this section over here called All Posts and find it. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. As you scroll down, an important part of creating your article is going to be to assign it to a category, and that's the gold bar we talked about before. Now, it's very easy to do this. We just click on boxes, and this article itself, as we can see, is on All My Children and One Life to Live. We'd want to click those, and it's a news column, so we want to click news under each one, so that when we go to All My Children news, it'll be there. When we go to One Life to Live news, it'll be there. Maybe someone's interested in One Life to Live but not All My Children. You'll see that these categories match the ones that are on the gold bar. Do not click add a new category or you'll mess up our gold bar. The last thing we really want to get into is tags. There used to be a function called SEO, Search Engine Optimization, where we put meta tags and different encoding into the code of the website that was not actually seen by the reader but would be picked up by search engine spiders and would help them to categorize the website itself so that they can easily find it and know what it's about. What we do now instead of that is we have tags on each individual page, which allows the search engine to find the page. So what you want to do for tags is to imagine what a reader would put into a search engine as keywords in order to find the particular column that you have just written. So you might want to put your name on there in case they're looking for information that you wrote. Obviously we would put One Life to Live, and we're separating these by a comma and a space. Put the acronym, probably Prospect Park, ABC, soaps, daytime drama, launch. There's any number of things that you can put here, and you can actually sit here and do tags as long as you want to. That's going to be embedded into your page, and it'll help search engines to find your work. Don't worry about featured image. This site doesn't use that function. Now once you're completely comfortable that this is exactly the way you want it to be, just click on publish, and that will take your article completely live. Now, as a webmaster, I cannot emphasize this enough. Once you have published your material, check your work. Now you'll see that this has changed to update now that it is a published article. So we'd come over here to the name of the site and click on it, and that takes us to the main site. And there's our article right there. We can see where we cut it off and click on Read More. And that's what our column looks like. It's all posted. Down here at the bottom you can see all the tags that you used. An interesting function is that you can actually click on the tags and come up with all of the articles that affect that tag or that use that tag. In addition to coming up here to your category bar and clicking on All My Children News, we find it there. We click on One Life to Live News, and it's there too, but let's say we go over here to Young and the Restless News. Nope, not there because we didn't categorize it that way. And that is exactly how you post a column. Now let me show you very quickly how to retrieve a column from draft once you've put it there. Come on, there we go. We want to get back to our dashboard and click on All Post. When you go to All Post, you're going to get a list of every post that is on the website, and you can probably only edit your own post. So if you're looking for a draft, come over here to the section up here that says Draft, and that will take you to all of the unpublished drafts, and you can go right into them, finish them up, edit them, whatever you need to do, and click Published, and they will move from draft into the published section. When you are in the published section, you can still edit. Let's say we found a typo in that, or we came up with some more news we wanted. We can add to it, we can fix it, we can do whatever we want. We can say update, and then add more information there, and click update over here, and it'll actually show up live on the column itself. So that is exactly how you can update or retrieve from draft an article or post a column on the site using WordPress. If you have any questions about this, please contact your administrator directly, or you can contact me at krasbold, R-A-S-B-O-L-D, at earthlink.net, krasbold at earthlink.net, and I can answer any of your questions. Thank you.